Deputy and the suspect are dead and 3 other officers wounded in Colorado Springs. Started with a confrontation at an apartment building over a stolen car. The El Paso County Sheriff says today was Deputy Micah Flick's 11-year anniversary with the department. He leaves behind a wife and 7-year-old twin. Congress has just 3 more days to avoid another government shutdown, and reports say a 2-year budget deal is in the works. That's great news for the Pentagon, which could get a big bump in funding. And another music legend throwing in the towel.
People say she's crazy, she got diamonds on the sole of her shoes.
Paul Simon says his upcoming tour will be his last. The 76-year-old is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, once as a solo artist and also as a member of Simon and Garfunkel. 30 drivers caught on video driving past stopped school buses were sent home by a judge in Cobb County. Now, the judge said these drivers could not be prosecuted. Think about that. You've got drivers endangering the lives of our children who were caught on camera and nothing happens to them. Why? Natisha Lance answers that question for us tonight.
I spent the day trying to answer that question. How and why does something like this happen? The legislator who authored that law that made this illegal says that he's surprised by it. There's parents who are concerned, and there's also a school district now saying that they're dumbfounded, demanding to know why the lives of their students don't seem to matter more.
On any given school day in Cobb County, 80,000 students are transported with 84,000 stops. How many times are those students' lives put at risk? 46 times a day. That's the number of times we're told drivers are breaking the law in Cobb County, whizzing past the flashing stop sign on school buses, and it's all being caught on video. Legislation passed in 2011 made it legal to fine drivers based on camera recordings from buses. Cobb County was the first school district in the state to put cameras on their buses. Representative Don Parsons authored the bill.
And to my knowledge, everything was going well.
That's until the end of last year, when Parsons says concerns were raised to the Cobb County attorney.
They do have a problem with the fact that the records are kept for violations are actually kept by this third-party company that provides the video equipment.
Another huge issue, nothing in the statute says what happens if the $300 fine is not paid. In a statement to 11 Alive, the Cobb County Solicitor General says, in part, he is committed to the school bus arm program, and the solicitor's office will be prepared to handle these cases as directed by the law. Representative Parsons is committed to getting the problem fixed by working on an amendment to the current bill.
Representative Parsons plans to introduce that new bill in the next few weeks. And he also says that so far, no other county seems to be having an issue with the current law outside of Cobb County. But he's going to look into what courts are hearing these cases, because it does vary from county to county.
All right, thanks, Natisha. Parents can sleep a little easier tonight. 2 men accused of randomly snatching a young boy and violently raping him have been arrested. But police tonight still warning us all to be vigilant. Faith Abube joins us now live from DeKalb County Jail. And Faith, I know I'm not alone here when I say I'm glad these 2 guys are off the streets tonight.
Yeah, Vinny, thanks to some intense police work, the 2 suspects accused in this horrific crime are in jail behind me here in DeKalb County. And that's exactly what a father who told 11 Alive just a few days ago that the victim is his son prayed for almost a week.
Lo que queremos que hagan justicia con esas personas, porque yo no estoy contento pues lo que le hicieron a mi hijo.
Well, police say 38-year-old Kelvin Armstrong and 46-year-old Kevin Walker randomly snatched a 12-year-old from this apartment complex on Buford Highway in broad daylight. This happened a week ago today. I'll spare you some of the unsettling details in this case. But according to the warrant, Walker used a cloth towel soaked in video head cleaner and placed it over the boy's mouth and nose and pulled him into that apartment for at least 2 hours. Both men, one with HIV, allegedly raped and sodomized this young boy. All this happening while police say Walker held a belt over that victim in a way that made him feel scared and threatened, Vinny.
Now, Faith, I know police did everything they could to arrest these suspects as quickly as possible. Do they believe, though, that there might be other victims out there?
Well, police tell me tonight it's hard to say whether there are other victims out there, and they don't have reason to believe there are, but this was so random, so who knows? They're urging parents out there, if you think your child have had any contact with either of these men, to reach out to the Brookhaven Police Department. Let's take another good look at these two suspects. According to police, both of these men, Walker and Armstrong, are charged with several charges right now. You see them on your screen: child molestation, sodomy, and child cruelty. And believe it or not, according to these warrants I obtained from the DeKalb County Court this afternoon, both men have admitted to what happened, but they're telling investigators that the 12-year-old boy agreed to what happened to him. Obviously, investigators don't believe that, and even if they did, what they are reportedly accused of in this case is still a crime, Vinny.
One question a lot of you are asking on our Facebook page: can you get the flu twice in one season? So we checked with our medical correspondent, Dr. Sujatha Reddy, to verify the facts. If I get the H3N2 flu, my body should be able to fight it off again, or another one like it, according to Dr. Reddy. But here's the bad news.
But unfortunately, once you've had the flu, you can still get it again because you could get a different strain.
Wait, I can actually get the flu again? Yep. It all comes down to strains. According to Dr. Reddy, flu vaccine protects you from either 3 or 4 strains of the flu, but there are always more than 4 strains of the flu floating around. So, can you get the flu twice in one season? We investigated and verified, yes, you can. Well, the party's over and the cleanup is underway in Minneapolis after Super Bowl 52. That means signs, fences, and a whole lot of trash has to be picked up, put away. Also getting good dusting off is Atlanta's hosting skills as we count down to Super Bowl 53. Jeff Hullinger has been braving the Minnesota cold for us as our city gets ready for next February.
Tonight, Atlanta is on the clock for Super Bowl 53 in less than a year inside the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. This morning here at the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota, the handoff from Minneapolis to Atlanta, an opportunity to see Atlanta's new mayor in action, Keisha Lance Bottoms. And she talked about redemption. That was the theme of the Atlanta Host Committee, redemption from a Super Bowl 18 years ago that just simply didn't work out.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure. You know, there was a lot of criticism in 2000, but even as a city, we've invested so much more in our preparation for bad weather. We are certainly praying we won't have one next year when the Super Bowl comes, but it really is about preparation and knowing that we have to be prepared for anything.
So in the short term, the Atlanta Host Committee has to get very busy trying to find volunteers. It will take an army of them to be able to put on the next Super Bowl. That's it for us from Minnesota. We wrap up a week of coverage. I am so ready to be rid of these LL Bean outfits. It is so cold up here. I'm Jeff Hullinger, 11 Alive News.
All right, thanks, Jeff. 11 Alive is your home for all things Super Bowls. We chart the city's preparation and their progress for the big game. We have more on what's ready and what needs work on 11alive.com.